in about 3 days. The end of 2021 is already here, and I took half the year off from my YouTube channel. But I'm ready to come back and start doing some videos. So here I am. All 4 Marvel movies and all 4 Marvel TV shows come out. So today we are going to rank all 8 MCU Phase 4 properties from baddest to the raddest. Here we go. Hello everybody, my name is Zachary Movie Chat, and I love movies. And if you love movies also, you should consider subscribing, maybe even hitting the like button and hitting the bell, and then obviously comment down below. I'm pretty sure this is going to be a controversial list. What do you guys think is your ranking of all 8 of the MCU Phase 4 movies? Now, I do got a couple of things to say first. Number 1, there will be spoilers for No Way Home in this video, so if you haven't seen No Way Home for whatever reason, go see that movie, because it is amazing. And number 2, there's going to be spoilers for every single movie here, so if you haven't seen any of these movies, just go ahead and skip through until I do the next one, or if you haven't seen any of these movies, just don't watch it at all. And also, if I get 10 likes, I'll rank all the comic book movies that came out this year. 10 likes, and at the end of the year, I'll rank all the comic book movies, not with the TV shows. But anyways, tell me your controversial list down below. I am getting over a cold. This is actually my 4th day of having it, and it's almost done. You could tell by my voice, so if you're a bit annoyed by the voice, don't go on there and say your voice is annoying or whatever. It's a cold. Chill out. So, yes, it's just a cold. Not COVID, not anything. But with that happy note, let's go ahead and get started. My number 8 out there is, unfortunately, and you all know, if you've seen my top 10 most anticipated video, this was my number 1 on that list. It's Black Widow. This movie, guys, was so disappointing. And I don't even think it's mainly the movie, because so the first time I watched it, I would give it a solid 3 stars, I'd say. I don't remember what I put it on my review on Letterboxd. I did everything. But then I watched it a second time, and I said it was even better on my Letterboxd review watching it the second time. But coming back, I haven't seen it since the second time, and I think it's because it put a sour taste in my mouth. Now, there's 2 big reasons. Number 1 is Scarlett Johansson herself. She sued Disney, and so that, to me, it's kind of just a sour note thrown in my mouth. You can't just sue Disney because they put the movie on Disney Plus trying to see how many people are going to go back to the movies. They were testing out something, I believe. And so ScarJo just sues them. And that's not even the problem, is her suing it. The problem is, the next day, I turn on TV, and I see this commercial with her in it, and she's all like, you got to give money to people who are doing water to Africa. She's being a hypocrite, going out there and suing Disney because she didn't make all the money she wants, and then she's going out and telling people to give money to people to make water in Africa, and that's fine. I want people in Africa to have money, but you can't do that. This person, I rewatched Endgame yesterday, and I couldn't even get attached to the Black Widow character. ScarJo, I think, she's just done for me, and that's probably a main reason why I haven't returned back to watching this movie. And the second thing is probably the third act. The third act's really messy, and then the reveal with Taskmaster, it just ruins everything. They ruined a lot of stuff in this movie. There was a lot of great potential here, and there was a lot of great stuff in the first 2 acts, but then you get to the final act, and it just goes from uphill all the way downhill, and it just leaves a sour taste in my mouth. Alright, we're going to number 7, and to be fair, this is a huge jump up, and that is Shang Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. I do got these bad boys right here. My room is really a mess because of Christmas. I got all these Funko Pops. If I get 5 likes, I will do a Christmas haul. But these things, something I got for my birthday and something I bought while on vacation. They're all Shang-Chi stuff. So, it is Shang-Chi and Wenwu action figures. These are pretty cool. They're kind of hard to control. Like, sometimes they don't work, and it's kind of hard to push these things in. And then, I did get Death Dealer Funko Pop because it was a GameStop exclusive right there. But this movie, it's not something I love. It's not something I hate. I didn't really feel anything, except I felt one thing while in the movies with my friends, and that's when Abomination and Wong come on fighting. I almost clapped. And I didn't, because it was just an ordinary movie. It wasn't a screening or anything. But that scene was awesome. And then the rest of the movie is just martial arts, punch, 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 fight, fight, fight. And it's pretty mediocre. Now, it's not as bad as Black Widow, but again, the 2 times I've seen this movie, I didn't feel anything. I didn't feel any of the emotions. I did find the backstory pretty interesting. But besides that, it's just a normal action movie inside the MCU. Pretty cool to have Trevor Slattery come back, Abomination, Wong. Pretty cool to see all these things, but stuff that real important. Even the credit scenes, I didn't really get excited for anything after that. It's just Shang Chi and the Legend of 10 Rings. It's cool to look at. And that's pretty much all it's going for. Now, in no means do I take this as a negative. It's just, considering what the MCU can do, they make a movie that's pretty cool to look at. It's just there for me. Like, even movies like this, even movies like Spider-Man Far From Home, those are movies that are just built to be fun. This movie was trying to do a bunch of stuff, never really got me fully invested in it, and maybe that's when I was taking my big break and whatever, and I didn't really care, but both times I've seen this movie, just never latched on for me. Alright, we're going number 6, and it's first TV show on this list. It's Wandavision. Okay, you've probably seen my reviews. You probably know what my problems are, so I'm not going to go too deep into this one, because if you want to know my full thoughts, just go ahead and check out my WandaVision reviews. I've reviewed every single episode. But WandaVision, it starts out really great, and then when we get to episode 6 and 7, kind of go downhill, and then you get episode 8, and it's very good, very emotional, made me cry. And then episode 9, the finale, everybody knows sucks. But in my opinion, this show was too long. It should have been condensed down to 6 episodes, each a half hour, same. Should have got rid of the Halloween episode, some other episodes, and should have just made it shorter, because I really just lost focus as it goes along. Now, I know what you're saying. They're like, okay, maybe only you could cut 2 episodes. Then at least just cut 2 episodes, have it 7 episodes. 9 is way too long for this kind of story, and it kind of just bored me along. Now, in no ways is this a bad show. It's very good, very intriguing mystery. I was intrigued to see what was going to happen as you go down the line, and it really just followed up for me. It was really good, but again, it was just too long. I am kind of curious to see what the events are that will come down in the Multiverse of Madness, though. But if you want to see more in-depth thoughts, go check out my reviews on WandaVision. Coming in 5th place, and this is unfortunate for me, it's The Eternals. I really like this movie, and coming up from here, these are movies that I love. I loved all these movies. Unfortunately, when I went to go to see this film with a bunch of friends, not a single one of them liked it. All of them actually said they hated it. And so, it's like 1 to 10 that you like this movie, as far as I could see. I really thought it was a really, really, really good film. Sure, it was weird. The monster coming alive and becoming a human, that was just weird. And there's a bunch of flaws, but it's pretty interesting to see the deviants and what they're doing as the monsters, as they want to destroy the Earth and create a new planet. It's pretty interesting to see what sides they divide on, even though it was also kind of dumb. And it's more of a low-budget movie. If this wasn't in the MCU, I think it would definitely be higher on my list. But it is pretty cool to see big deviants and on big screen with all the Eternals just it was a load of fun, and it was really stupid, yes, but I really enjoyed it. Sure, Sprite, kinda, I hate her. And you also got a bunch of other stuff I didn't necessarily like in the film, but as a concept as a whole, the concept is pretty good. I just wish it would had probably another director. The cast here was pretty good as well. Not whatever his name is, Nanji. I'm just gonna call him Nanji. I don't know how to pronounce his name. He was a really cool character. Icarus was really cool. I liked all the characters except Sprite. But compared to the rest of the movies on this list, this is a really good movie. Just kind of weird, and I have a feeling when I rewatch it, I'm going to start hating on this movie, even though I really liked it on the big screen. In the number 4 spot is Hawkeye. Hawkeye is the newest show. The first 3 episodes, I was kind of taken out of it. I'm like, okay, this is kind of dumb. Has an interesting concept. But as we go to the end, especially when we get Kingpin revealed, then the show goes from mediocre to insane at the right amount of time. Kate and Hawkeye's chemistry, really nice chemistry. Even though I found Kate and Yelena to be a bit cringy at times, Yelena was still pretty cool coming on here. And her and Hawkeye, it was honestly pretty sad, even though I couldn't really care about Black Widow, for reasons we announced earlier. It was a very interesting finale. This was easily my favorite finale out of all of them. Clint Barton, he's a character that I feel has grown the most from all of them. We didn't know him in number 1 and number 2 of the Avengers films. As we go to the Infinity War, he's not even in it. And then we go to Endgame, and he's like this terrible character who's killing everybody. And then he starts wanting to do more good because of Black Widow's sacrifice, which obviously I don't care about because I don't like ScarJo. But as a character's, I think it growed so much, and you could see that as he just wants to be with his family that he's lost on multiple occasions down the line. Now, sure, the show, for multiple times, started to feel a bit like didn't think that this show was going to be 6 episodes. I'd say that this show, before the finale came out, should have been like 8 episodes. But then the finale came out and rounded everything. There's too many plot lines along the show introduced with Yelena, then Wilson Fisk at the very end of the episode before the finale. But it did round everything out perfectly in the end, being over 1 minute over an hour. So much great action, and I kind of want to see what happens to Wilson Fisk, Echo, with Spider-Man. Again, I said spoilers, but you already know that. With Spider-Man, with Daredevil being introduced, I think that would be pretty dang awesome if we had Daredevil and Wilson Fisk fight in the Echo show, and it introduced a whole batch of that kind of story. And I feel like Hawkeye's story is done. I'd be fine if we didn't see Clint Barton, but we need to see Kate, and I think she's going to show up in the Echo show. But this show was still pretty dang entertaining. And then we go to number 3. Kicking off top 3 is Loki. Now this show, yeah, I like this show. I like Loki, and it needs a second season fast. Now, the multiple seasons, I'm sure I'll like with this show. I really think they should have just finished it out, because now I'm going to have to rewatch the entire show just to get caught up. But it was a pretty good show. The Loki-Sylvie romance, they screwed that up big time. Now, my family doesn't feel anything weird about it, but me and my friend Acario, this show that's weird. But as a show whole, there's a bunch of fun moments and fun time travel. And seeing Endgame, we kind of see what the other wizard, the bald woman wizard, we kind of see what she was talking about. The Sorcerer Supreme, that's who she is. Kind of see what she's talking about with branches going off with different mistakes that they do. And I'm kind of interested to see what happens in the second season. Tom Hiddleston is a really cool character here. He kind of just does change with a flash. Like with a bam, he's changed from his evil. And it would have been cool to see him do mischief. I just really enjoyed the show as a whole. It's been a while since I've seen the show, though, so I don't really have much to say about it. It is on my list to rewatch, though, and I plan on rewatching the show very soon. Second place is Falcon and the Winter Soldier. This show, I don't understand how people cannot like this show. I love this show. This man right here, Mr. John Walker, is one of the best MCU villains. He's got such a great character on screen. And I just really liked the message. Now, I'm not going to delve deep into racism on this channel. This is a fun, Christian, family-friendly channel. We're not going to start talking about my opinions on racism and whatever. Which, racism is stupid. But you should stop being racist if you are. Done talking about it. But the message that the show portrays is actually really, really dang good. Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Falcon's message at the end was really good. What's his name? The other Captain America, the Black Captain America. He was really good. He has amazing speech at the end. And the action here is really good. And this had a very strong finale after Wandavision's finale. And I was shocked because I didn't think the finale would be good at all. It has nice action. Carly Morgenthau is a good villain, even though this is the best anti-hero, and I cannot wait to see more. I really kind of hoped he was in Hawkeye, but I wonder what's next in the line for him. And it also did show Thanos knew what he was doing. Like, when he snapped his fingers, he helped a bunch of people, and then the Avengers brought him back, and they didn't help a bunch of people. And that just creates an interesting concept that Thanos was right in some ways, but Thanos was wrong in other ways. He helped people, but then again, he ruined people's lives. And it's an interesting concept, because it could go back and forth. Now, I totally cannot see what people have problems with this show. People might say that the racism issues in the show are bad. No, I thought that the racism issues that were portrayed in the show, very emotional, very thought out, and I also need to rewatch the show. Now, Baron Zemo was fine. A bunch of things were fine. And it did set up Hawkeye very well. I still think that this show is very good, and I think you need to watch it. And I know a lot of people who say it's bad. They're like, the plotline's bad. No, it's not. It's a very interesting concept. But you know what's a better interesting concept? No Way Home. I was sweating about this movie. I was really worried this movie was gonna be bad, because I didn't like the Doctor Strange thing that they had going on here. Like, Doctor Strange is gonna help Peter for why would he help Peter? He should be smarter than that, and if he knows there's a way that it can destroy the entire world, why would that happen? And then I got to thinking, and I'm like, mainly this is Peter's fault. But then it's mainly Mysterio's fault that everything in his life happened to Peter. In short, the setup could be very stupid, but this movie was totally worth it. And I couldn't think of a better way to set up the multiverse. And after we got Mysterio's bullcrap about the multiverse, and then we got Peter's non-bullcrap, and then all the Spider-Man and all the people come through, it was just awesome. Now, I did have my nitpicks. Like I said, the beginning wasn't all that good, but there was so much awesome stuff. Peter's fight with Doctor Strange, the other Peters coming in, they had great chemistry. I did think it was kind of dumb, though, when Toby came in the exact same way as Andrew did, because Andrew was the best Spider-Man in here. Who would have guessed? Never in a million freaking years would I've guessed that Andrew Garfield would be the best Spider-Man in a Spider-Man multiverse movie. And it was amazing. Green Goblin here. My mother nailed this perfectly on the way home. She said he could play a very compelling character, but then he plays a very terrifying villain instantly after. Heck yeah! This villain is terrifying. I was thinking about it, and I was like, Green Goblin is one of the most terrifying villains in movie history. And I thought that he did a really great job. Alfred Molina, when he got turned good in the film, I was just sitting back like, you know, he's probably going to snap. He doesn't snap, but I thought his brain was just going to snap and he'd start attacking people. And then there are characters like the Lizard, who nobody cared about. But every character had a motivation for what they were doing. And I found it interesting that they fixed the villains, or didn't fix them. The villains were really good before. But they made the villains into compelling characters. If I could narrow this movie down in one word, it'd be balls. This movie has balls, period. I was very happy with what this movie showed, especially when they killed Aunt May. There's so many emotions when Peter tells his family, and his family, nobody remembers him. That was so sad, and it kept me thinking for weeks, and Marvel completely nailed what they were doing. Now, like Endgame, I was emotional after Endgame. I have a feeling that after several rewatches, this will just be another Marvel movie. But just enjoy it as it is, as this is the most ambitious and amazing thing that has come to the big screen all year. You need to go see this film, and it's the best Marvel movie. I think, right now, it's my favorite Marvel movie. I do need to see this again, though. So, anyways, that was my ranking. Share your ranking down below. Is No Way Home at the top of your list or bottom of the list? I feel like that could be a very controversial movie. Remember, 10 likes if you want me to rank all 10, or I have no idea how many comic book movies there are. But comment down below if you want me to rank the comic book movies. 10 likes gets that. 5 likes gets a Christmas haul, because holy crap, I got so much stuff for Christmas. But I need to know all that down below. Your ranking, please subscribe, like, hit the bell. If we get to 100 subs by February, that'll be really good for me, because I'm really trying to grow this channel. I took a break for a little bit. I wasn't feeling movies. It was very stressful for me. But then I realized that I love making YouTube videos. So I'm back, hopefully full-time. I'm going to be very busy. But remember, subscribe, hit the like button, hit the bell, and obviously, subscribe to join the Nerd Army. Peace out.